Strickland is a top three UFC middleweight of all time, and I think you can argue. I think you can debate. He is the best middleweight of all time. I think you can. This is not a hot take. This is actually a pretty cold take. This is actually what everyone should think. Anyways, Sean Strickland is a bona fide, absolutely. Even if you want to argue whatever, Sean Strickland is at minimum top three. And if you're dumb enough, top five. That's if you're really stupid. You know what I'm saying? Sean Strickland is top three, man. And I think he's above. Let me tell you, before Sean Strickland came on the scene, who I had top two. 'Cause top three, I feel like that's debatable. You can throw in. I've seen people throw Whitaker or Weidman or any other person that they want to throw in. I think I think top three before. I think number three was debatable. Top two was back and forth of Izzy or Silva. And I've always had Israel Adesanya over Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva, if you look at his resume and you actually look at what he did, I'm gonna say after the Chris Weidman fights, after the second Chris Weidman fight, he was a different person, right? After a major injury like that, people change. Anderson Silva went off a huge cliff, right? And it's not like somebody we saw just get older and then age and not really changing the fight game or fight plan how they fight. Like Izzy, even after his losing streak, right? I would say all his losses now are still him in his prime, right? He hasn't had any major injuries to really be like, you know what, all those losses have an asterisk behind them. He's just lost, right? He can't pull and bait and counter people now. He's too slow. He's just not strong enough. He doesn't have the chin he used to have when he does get tapped, and he gets slumped, right? And that's fine, right? He hasn't really had like terrible losses as of yet. Like Sean Strickland was a bad loss. He got dominated in that fight. Joe Pyfer is kind of a bad loss, but Maivov and DDP and those aren't terrible. You know what I mean? Look, back to my point. Sean Strickland, I think, is the best middleweight of all time, right? I think what he's done in the middleweight division is better than Izzy. I think better than Silva. I've always had Izzy above Silva, right? Silva has really fought two elite people, right? The Chael Sonnen fights are elite wins. They are elite wins. Even though Chael Sonnen was never a champion, those are elite wins, right? Besides that, can you name anybody else? Right? You can throw in like a Rich Franklin, Damon Maya, Forrest Griffin, maybe. Those aren't great. Damon Maya is a great win. I think Damon Maya is a better win than Rich Franklin. All right, I'll say that. But I think Silva's resume has always been on the weaker side, right? It was just the first, like he definitely Anderson Silva will always have a place in the sport, right? Multiple records, and they'll probably never be touched. We saw him almost get touched, never did, probably never will. So Anderson Silva is in, history of all time, right? He always will be. But as a middleweight go, he's below Izzy, man. Izzy, I think Izzy only has one elite win, and that is Alex Pereira. And is it a wither drain Alex 185 Pierre? Yeah, whatever. But it's still a win, right? And Alex Pereira is like a top five MMA fighter of all time, right? Like that's not a terrible win. And he got caught in how he lost. And he got his get back though, right? But that is an elite win. Besides that, I mean, you can debate Whitaker as an elite win. I think he's just a great win. I think the Yoel Romero win is great, but the fight was terrible. So whatever. I mean, besides that, he fought what? Jared Cannonier Kelvin Gastelum, Marvin Vittori. Those are cans, bro. Kelvin Gastelum is a good win at the time, but like Izzy's one of those cases where you saw him really improve while he was in the UFC. Like he rapidly improved, right? You could see that fight to fight. Like he got better every time. Not like one of those like corny sayings like he's better back, but we rapidly saw him evolve and he has Paulo Costa. I forgot about Paulo Costa, but he may have taken PEDs for that one, so that's always up in the air, I guess. But back to the point. My bad. Sean Strickland is above both of those guys, right? Khamzat is an elite win. It's an elite win. If you think Khamzat won, you're retarded. That's just all I have to say. You're a dumbass. Okay? You should never judge an MMA fight again. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're a fucking terrorist to the sport. If you think Khamzat won, it every close fight isn't a robbery. It was a close fight, but Sean definitively won 3 rounds. Khamzat definitively won 2 rounds. It's not like there was a swing round and you can go, oh, I don't know who you could give it to, right? That's an argument, but that's not how the fight went. Hamza just lost. And it's okay to lose, man. It's MMA. People lose all the time. Sean Strickland beat Israel Adesanya. So you can maybe already argue put him above if you want to do that. I think Sean Strickland won the first DDP fight. I think he did. I think I think if we sat here and we put the judges that based Sean Strickland versus Hamza and we swap those judges out, they give Sean Strickland the win, man. I know it's a dumbass thing, but if you think Sean Strickland won against the fight against Hamza, you have to think he won against the fight against DDP. DDP too, he lost clearly. Um, but Sean Strickland has a win over Maivov. Sean Strickland has a win over Fluffy. Sean beat Paulo Costa, right? He beat Maivov on 2 week notice, by the way. Elite win. Elite wins off that. That's elite. He lost Alex Pereira, which that's not that bad of a loss. Alex Pereira is a top 5 UFC fighter of all time, right? He never got that back. I think the only thing that holds Sean Strickland from being the definitive GOAT of middleweight is his 2 losses to DDP. Even if you want to argue he lost that first DDP fight, it was a close competitive fight, right? I think he won that fight, so I would give it to him. So it'd be 1-1 against DDP. But that's still 1-1 against a guy who, maybe like he's top 10. He is top 10. I would say DDP's top 10. But yeah, I think if he ever got the chance to, if they ran that fight back, I think Sean Strickland wins. And I think if Sean Strickland wins that fight, even if he loses the belt, even if they run it back a couple years from now, I think if he wins that fight, that clears him as the number 1 guy. Or if he fights Imavov again and beats Imavov, I think that clears him. I think one more win for Sean Strickland clears him as the greatest middleweight of all time. I don't know. Like, I want to hear your arguments of why he's not. I want to hear your arguments of why. Because I can only pick Izzy or Silva. To me, I wouldn't, though, right? I think Sean Strickland is above Silva, right? Holy fucking, what's it called? Nostalgia bait for Silva. I think he's below, right? I think Anderson Silva's getting slowly knocked out because his wins aren't that good, right? But yeah, that's my argument. I think Sean Strickland is the greatest middleweight of all time. And if you want to push it, he's top 3. If you're a dumbass, he's top 5. That's all I got to say.